This is Cypher. What's going on, man? It is Wednesday. I almost said it was Friday, but it's just Wednesday. And it's hot. When I say it's hot, I mean it's hot, y'all. Golly. Woo. I feel like it's Friday, but I guess it's only Wednesday. You know, they say you can add polls, but maybe I just don't know how to. I wanted to add a poll. All right, there we go. I think I just shared it. What's going on, Mado? Cypher finally found that button. What's going on, brother? Thank you for your view and your like. I appreciate you. Welcome, of course. I'm over here hitting different buttons and don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and stop showing how old I am. Anyway, man, I finally got to watching Sinners, right? The movie with Michael B. Jordan, I think directed by Kyle Coogler or somebody like that. I thought it was Jordan Peele. Maybe he has something to do with it, I don't know, but it's definitely has to be influenced by Jordan Peele because it's definitely a Jordan Peele type movie. So, got some stuff on my thing. It said Ryan Coogler. Okay, thank you, Mado. So, for those who are watching, thank you, Mado. For those who are watching, spoilers. I will be talking about the movie, what happened in the movie, and how it affected me. And I'm gonna tell you what, I feel like this movie was one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time. Definitely my favorite movie in 2025. What's going on, Tristan Flowers? Tristan Flowers says, hey. Mado says Ryan made Black Panther. Heard that. He also made Creed, I believe. Thank you for your view and your like. I appreciate you. So that makes sense. Him and Michael B. Jordan work together a lot. Have been working together a lot in different movies. Now, like I said, spoilers for those who are just now haven't watched it. Basically, a synopsis of the movie is, before I get into it deep, what's going on, Merritt? How you doing? Thank you for your view and your like. Basically, the movie is about how music influences the mind, body, and spirit, right? In a nutshell, the movie is about the effects of music and what it can do to people. Milo says they saw it in theaters when it came out 2 months ago. That's what's up, bro. I'm just now catching up, man, watching this. This movie was, to me, an instant classic. I really, was swooned in this movie because it really delivered. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just like an idea or thought. It mixed, because it makes horror with lore and drama and comedy. It had like everything in it to me. And I feel like movies like that should be praised more. And I really did appreciate the art behind it, the messages, everything behind it. And somebody who makes music myself, to me, it really hit home because it feels like as a musician, you're responsible for your destiny. You're responsible for other people's destiny who listen to you because they get influenced by what you do and what you say. Thank you for your like. Appreciate you. They get invested in what you do and they get influenced by it. So if you tell somebody to go rob a bank, slide on the ops, all that, dress a certain way to represent certain things, most likely the people that are bobbing to your music gonna do that. And there's different things that influence different people over the years. Bop music made people dance, so they dance. That's what they want you to do. They want you to move to the music. So I just really thought it was really good. I liked everybody's performance in it. It was kind of surreal how the vampires came about. They almost lost me with the vampires when they introduced the vampires, but they explained what the vampires were, and I feel like it was more so symbolic than literal. To me, I took it as the vampires being actual demons because the characteristics of a vampire and a demon are pretty much the same. They are negative and they seek to destroy. They host bodies and they can't take the light. A person may wonder, well, why light and not dark? Like, what is that about? I feel like that's because the light represents truth and prosperity and goodness, while the dark represents evil and negativity and what you hide the stuff in that's not good. So I feel like that's why that happened, and what they were going for with that. I like the effects of the movie, how he had Michael B. Jordan wear that certain headset that mirrors your movements. It's a really nice contraption. But that's how you're able to do that body double situation thing. I like how the characters, how he played his own brother, how the characters between the two contrast, how one is more serious and straight to the point, the other one's more loose and when they have a good time. So I understand the difference. I like the difference, and I like how they could come together like that and make that happen through a movie. Some parts may confuse others, you know what I'm saying? Or as far as like, well, why were they seeking to take them out? Like, why were they not able to just come inside the house? They always wanted to be invited in. Well, that's like part of the old lore when it comes to demons. You welcome demons in your house, they'll terrorize your home. As if you welcome demons. Demons don't just come in. Most people say you done brought in a demon, or they latched on to you, because that's what they were trying to do. So they couldn't just enter on their own in that sanctuary. They had to be invited in, let in, welcomed in. And I thought that was a nice loophole. So that was I really liked how that happened. They were basically saying, like, once you die, like, even like, it makes you wonder, because they turned, and more than likely, okay, let me back up. So basically, Mary, ironically, told Stax that he was gonna go to hell. He needed to ride in hell, and Stax said, "I will, and I'm gonna have a seat right next to me for you, right next to me." And ironically, that's exactly what happened. Stax got killed by her, and they were together as demons. So the exact thing that was predicted happened. It was a premonition. And I like when movies do callbacks like that, because it really validates what was said earlier. Instead of it just being something to say, no words were lost. It was all meaningful. Everything meant something. So I think that was really, really nice how they did that. And then I like how detailed the cinematography was when it comes to the influence of music and different generations, whether it was bop music, whether it was Korean music, whether it was old school rap, R&B. Like, it traveled all around. African music, it hit everything, even ballerina music. So different things influence different people to do different things, and that's what it was all about. If you can conjure these spirits in the movie by playing music, because that's what draws them. And the devil, which was the ringleader of the whole thing, manipulating the demons in this movie. As you know, lore from the devil, he's supposed to be the musician that was in heaven before he got sent down, Lucifer. He was the man, the music man. Everybody moved to his music. He could sing, he could do all that. He was the guy. So it was good seeing the interpretation of that, because that allows you to understand why these demons are behind him, why he's behind everything, why music, because that's literally what the story was for Lucifer. He was the music guy, and everybody followed him and his music, and it made him arrogant. It made him think that he could be the king of the world, or in that case, heaven. And that's what artists do now. They think they can be kings of the world through their music, because they influence the world. Mal said, indeed, this is a good breakdown. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Because I really felt compelled to talk about it, because I finally got to watch it. And when movies are this good, I think they should be addressed. I think they should have a spotlight in some capacity, in some way, to where other people can see it and be like, you know what? I want to watch it again and see if I can understand the interpretation or the breakdown or symbolism in it, because there's so much symbolism. And I think once you focus on that and take out the idea of this supernatural part, then you'll understand what they're saying, what they mean, you know what I mean? But I did find it very interesting toward the end when those demons were reincarnated into the same bodies because they escaped but never inhabited new ones. So you pretty much saw Stax and Mary in present time as opposed to old times, still with the demons in their body because they never got laid to rest. And it makes you wonder, Sam, as an old man, was he the only ones that could see them? Because if anybody else saw them, they probably would wonder and inquire why these people from old times are here, if they didn't already see them before. Maybe that was somebody's a picture. Maybe they had pictures of these twins back in the day and people knew who they were from back in the day. So if they seen one walk around now, they'd be like, wow, you don't just look like him, like you are him, like you are Stax. So maybe Sam was the only one that could see the demons. Maybe. He was also playing for the demons, playing music, and the demons seem to empathize with Sam. And I think what it is, because I was wondering why they did that. I was wondering why Sam would play for them. I was wondering why they were being so nice to him after all this time and wanting to, you know what I'm saying, really just cohorse with him, because they did offer him more life. He could smell his life energy and could tell when he was gonna die. And they say you're gonna die pretty soon, but if you wanna live longer, all you gotta do is blah, blah, blah. Sam wasn't going for it. But he did end up playing a tune for him. And I think that's very important because, again, that's who the demons wanted in the first place. That's who the devil wanted. He wanted Sam because Sam was a very talented musician. So people, whenever he played, people followed. Also, all love here. Hey there, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna go. But I hit the like button. Hey, I thank you so much. I love you, Ma. You're my heart. Thank you so much for that. It's all love here. Thank you for your view and your like, my Drake. But great movie, great movie. But I think he did that, and my point in saying that was, I think the demons came back and watched it and indulged in this musical event with Sam because they respected it. So I love you too, son. Love. They respected it because that's what the devil would do. He would play music, so people loved him. Whether his personality was this or that, they didn't go into detail of that in Bible lore. They just said how important he was up there because he was the music man and people loved him and followed him. So it's the same thing here. Maybe those demons were attracted to Sam's talent, and even though they wanted his soul, basically, they were just so enamored by his talent and skill that they couldn't do nothing but indulge in a little tune and respect it and then wistfully leave him alone. So it's very interesting, and Sam even said once a week he wakes up paralyzed thinking about that day because it was the worst day and best day of his life. And you can imagine how that may feel. Imagine fighting demons at a young age and getting older and fighting the same demons or more. He said it's a long fight, it's a terrible fight. It's one of those things where it's like, it's scary because you don't know how to take something that feels so supernatural because you can't explain it to many people. Many people are gonna hear you and be like, right, okay, demon, sure. But all that select few understand, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's such a good interpretation of what it is, because not everybody's gonna get it. Sometimes you have to have those experiences, and I've had a lot of experiences with that, to where when I seen it, if I felt it, I felt that. The whole demon, angel, that world, I've had so many experiences with that in dream and in just regular life that I can attest that, in my opinion, that's a real thing. It's not no science fiction, no lore, no religious belief. Like, it's real. It happens. So I'm not gonna get deep into that because we ain't got time for that right now. But that's definitely worth the conversation later when it comes to the spiritual side of things. But I will say that it's scary when you experience something like that because you don't know how to take it. But it's also intriguing because you feel like you're dealing with something that a lot of people don't know to be true. But it's true to you because you've actually experienced it. So imagine Sam seeing what happened that night and seeing these demons in real life and living color, knowing what happened, and he has to deal with it. It's scary, but it's also interesting because It's hard to explain because it's not a normal thing. Everybody can't say that they've had the experience, but you can. It's like, I don't know. It's like thinking that you saw a demon or an angel in the hallway. I feel like I've seen that before when I was a kid. Walking the hallway, I saw like a demon in the hallway. It was scary when I was a kid, and it's not natural. But it was interesting because that's something that's not common, or at least common to the visible eye. It's something that's like, it makes you interested in seeing what else is there. Like, I need more. Story of Lucifer, the devil. It was scary when I seen him in my dreams. But it was interesting because I wanted to know what it's really like. You hear so many stories, but you really want to know what's going on. What happened? Is this real? Are you real? Are you like what they say it is? How they describe you? Or are you different? So it's one of those things. You have to experience it to understand. Otherwise, you'll have a decent perspective on it. But that's it. Eric Wilburn, what's going on, Eric? Thank you for your view and your like, sir. That people that make fun of each other, people that make fun of each other won't make fun of them. One will look up to them. The other will bash them because they have low self-esteem. And most people that experience stuff like that don't really know if they should trust themselves with what their experiences was, because a lot of times we can't. A lot of times we'll manifest a dream based on what we think it is as opposed to what it really is. You might have a dream about these people coming and chasing you, and it's you and 3 others, and you run. And when you run, you get away. You run to a side of the town that nobody else knows. You fast. But you didn't get caught. They did. You can keep having that reoccurring dream, but to you, it's just a dream that's like, I wonder why I keep running from this monster or whatever. Sir, I said, why are you running? Why do you keep running from this monster, this killer or whatever? And why are you the only one that's always escaping? Well, somebody else might hear the dream and be like, you're running from your problems, and you're the only one escaping and not your people, because you're selfish and you're thinking about yourself, how you can get out of trouble instead of standing up to your problem and protecting your people. You see what I'm saying? It's all about perspective. Miles said, I didn't even think of that. Nice perspective. See? Thank you, Mado. I appreciate it. It's definitely one of those things. And I gave that dream specifically because I had that dream. It's something I had to realize what was going on with me. I kept running. I'm like, what am I running from? And why am I always escaping? And I feel like a coward by the end of the dream. And then that's when I came to the realization after thinking about it, having this dream, because it's symbolic. I'm not running from a person. I'm running from a situation or a problem. I'm running from my problems instead of facing them head on. I'm being too passive instead of addressing them and being firm with my problems. And I'm letting other people take the fall for what I'm not standing up for, instead of being firm and saying, hey, and standing in front of it. Kind of like throwing rocks with glass windows or whatever that saying is, when you do something, but then when it's coming back on you, ready to hide. That's how it was. And when I learned that, my confidence went up, because I no longer felt like a coward. I started talking for myself and for my people. For those who won't stand up for themselves, I start speaking up for them. So I'm gonna wipe my face because I don't want to be all sweaty. That's just nasty and hot. Also, it's about to be time to go. Mal said, what was your favorite part of the movie? My favorite part, man, I want to say my favorite part was the scariest part, because I always think it's scary when you know doom is impending. It's already bad when the bad things happen, but it's scary when you know something's about to happen, like everything's good. When everything is too good, then you feel like in order for the plot to develop, something messed up's about to happen. So that's always the scariest part, but I also think that's one of the best plot points of any movie, is the part where it's like, oh, this might be bad. And that's when Sam was singing and everybody was dancing and it was going through different time phases and all that. I knew that's when things was about to be crazy. And that's exactly when the movie took a turn. It was halfway through. So I was like, yeah, it's about to go down. Everything's happening too well. and he's enjoying himself too much, and that's exactly what happened. So that's my favorite part, when he was singing and showing everybody what he had, when they open up the joint and they start showing all these different stills of different generations of music. Let's see. And Malo said, since Sir Maham said, why are you running? That's funny. Malo saying, you think they should make a part 2? If so, what would be the premise? They should make a part 2, and they should call it Saints. And I think they should address the people who walk around and think that they are perfect, or think that they think what's right, when in reality it's all based on perspective and ideas. I think they should do that, go the opposite route, have angels, and do the same thing, but with people that think they're doing right. Because the twins in this movie acknowledged that they weren't good people. Like, they were money hungry guys, get rich quick scheme, shoot people if they need to, get away with it, they'll lie about stuff, they abandon people. They weren't the best people. So I think the fact that Smoke ended up seeing things differently and trying to change toward the end is what landed him to a chance at heaven with old girl. I think Stax went to hell because Stax had a lot of things going on and did a lot of bad things. So I think that's the difference there. And I think if Stax was more serious about things, then he probably wouldn't have went out like that, and he probably would have had a chance to go to heaven with his brother. So I think they should do Saints and then have the opposite premise, but do it with, or same premise, but do it with saints and people that are supposedly good, but the ones that are doing things the wrong way, even though they're supposed to be good. That's what I think they should do. Rob said, Lafayette in the building, late, 20 minutes late. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, brother? Just got home, I understand. Mallow said, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. That is it. Thank you, sir. Rob says, you going live for Night Champions? I'm not going to lie, Rob. Probably not. I got a lot going on over the weekend, and I got to work, and I think Night Champions is during my first job. I think it's like at lunchtime, so I wouldn't have made it anyway. But I'll catch up with y'all after that, for sure. Romero said, RB, what up, brother? What's poppin', Mado? Mado said, hot, yes, sir. It's burning up. Mal said, I like that, Saints. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. And yo, no offense, but that one woman looked old for being his love interest. The black lady whose baby died, I thought it was his big sister the whole time they kissed. Hey, you weren't lying. It was more like a mammy. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't trying to be funny, but I sure thought that was mom's at first. You know what I'm saying? Or auntie. So then they start getting intimate. I was like, yep, still looks like auntie. Not trying to be funny. But yeah, that was definitely auntie. Rob said, damn. That's what it looked like she was about to say. Florida Evans, wasn't it? All right, I'm done, man. I'm quit playing. I appreciate that. Not the slow motion back shots. They ain't had to do all that. But I understand the love is there. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all sliding through as always, man. Mado. Rob said, so you done, huh? Yeah, Rob, I'm done, man. It's been 20-something minutes. You just not coming through. You are... I ain't gonna fire you, bro. I can't fire you, but you are suspended without pay. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I catch you on the next one. I'm about to get some air. Peace. Thank you.